What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Curly K Glam, and I am here today to bring to you another video. Okay, y'all, so the video that I'm bringing y'all today is basically a recap of the episode Blackish from season 6 called Hair Day. And this episode is just simply, exploring the culture of black hair care. And I thought that this episode was pretty important to talk about because right now black hair is like at its all-time high. I know, like, for as long as black people have been a thing, hair has been a part of our culture. And so I saw a lot of things that were very reminiscent to me throughout the episode. So we're just going to start off by talking about the executives from Blackish. They're narrating the episode throughout the episode, and they're talking about their experiences as black women and their natural hair. And so this journey follows Diane, which of course is one of the twins, and Bo, her mom, is taking her to the hair salon to get her hair done. And at this point, Diane is relaxed right now, but she's going back and forth with the idea of becoming a natural. She's getting to the point where she doesn't really know what to do with her hair. And I definitely related to that because we've all been at that place where we just don't know as a black woman. You get to a crossroads with your hair. You're like, either I'm going to be like extremely long or I'm going to be like Amber Rose and cut it all off. And so she's like sitting here trying to put her hair in a bun. She's struggling. She's getting frustrated with it. Definitely had one of those days. And her mom is saying, let's just go to the hair salon and then we can figure out what your look gonna be. So Diane goes to the salon with the mindset of getting her relaxer touched up. But then she falls asleep and she has this weird dream where for all my Dragon Ball Z lovers and all my 90s 2000s kids who grew up on Dragon Ball Z, it goes back to this cartoon where she's getting her hair touched up by Miss Yaya, who is played by Jill Scott, and she's getting her hair touched up, and then all of a sudden she feels like her hair is burning. And of course we all have dealt with the experience of getting your hair relaxed, and if you've been scratching, child, it's gonna burn. So her hair is burning, and then basically the relaxer is falling down. It turns into like a big relaxer monster, and then of course she turns into a super hero, and then she fights the relaxer monster. But going back, basically she's having a dream, and Miss Yaya called it her hair epiphany. She was like, if you're gonna keep having your hair epiphanies, you need to have your hair epiphany at the house. And so basically this is when Diane toys with the fact of not being relaxed anymore. She was just like, I'm not gonna do it anymore, and I'm over and done with it. Definitely related to that because growing up, I was a tomboy. I was rough. I played sports a lot. I was very athletic. I was always in sports. I was always sweating my perm out. Like, I stayed sweating it out, and I stayed with braids in my hair because I just hated going to salon, getting under the dryer, and getting my hair done. Like, it was just, especially, it's a throwback for all y'all. Remember when you used to get that doobie wrap, and you used to get the rollers at the top to give your hair body, and then you had to sit under the dryer? Oh my God, I hated that. And I always just try to get those little ear covers to cover like the roof of my ears, but it never worked. It was just like the dryer was making the ear covers hot, and then it was burning the top part of my ear. I couldn't stand it. But anyway, so Bo's going over Diane. She was asking Diane what does she want to do, and so all these stylists are around her trying to give her ideas. You got one of them. They're going over the whole being natural thing. She was saying you can either big chop or you can transition out. So you got a stylist who's a barber. She said she can cut her hair and make her natural in 10 minutes. Then you got a loctician trying to give her locks. Then you got a braider trying to give her braids. Then it's somebody else trying to give her a sew-in or a person curl or whatever like that. And so Diane is just at this point, she's just very overwhelmed and she's confused. And Rainbow was like, it's up to you, whatever you want to do, just follow your heart. She was like, I'm not going to press you to do anything. So then they come back to chair, and then I guess Diane, says she wants to just go ahead and get the touch up, but then I guess she changes her mind again, and she's just like, well, I'm just gonna stick with it. And then they have a few dramatic scenes, of course, because this is a production. It's gonna be dramatic. So they have a few scenes where she's like mimicking the behavior of James Brown, and then of course Jill Scott then break out into musicals about black hair, and it's saying how deep conditioning makes your hair strong, which is true, because as a natural girl, that deep conditioner is important. If anything is gone first, it's the deep conditioner. And she's talking about how you put on your satin scarf, tie your edges down, don't let nobody pull your edges out. Just typical things you learn as a child with black hair maintenance. I can remember being young. I don't know exactly what age I started getting relaxers, but I definitely remember my mom this is before I don't even know if electric hot combs was out then. My mama definitely used to put the hot comb on the eye, and she used to put they used to have this, Ampro used to make this wax. It was like an orange coral color, and she used to put it, and then she used to try to blow the comb before it get to the back of my head, try to get my beebees, y'all. I could definitely relate. And with her feeling that fear of not knowing what to do, I definitely went through that, because I think it was around the time of, I want to say my freshman year of college, around Thanksgiving. I believe that was my last relaxer, so that was probably, no, it was my sophomore year. It was 2011. I remember it was 2011, sophomore year. It was right after Thanksgiving. I got my last relaxer, and I was just so done. And I knew that was going to be my last one, because when I was in college, the resurgence of the natural hair, black people have always been natural, but it kind of, relaxers kind of took over the game. Everybody was getting relaxers. But then the resurgence of the natural hair movement came out around 2010, 2011. And that's when a lot of the girls who I went to school with started doing big chops. And so a lot of people was out here rocking the Amber Rose. But me, I was like, absolutely no ma'am. Who finna be walking around here with no hair on their head? Not me. So I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm over relaxers. I was like, I'm in college now. It's hard for me to maintain my hair. I don't want my hair to break off, because I'm not coming back to, because when you get your hair relaxed, you have to manage your relaxer, and you have to get your relaxer on time and take care of your hair, or your hair will start breaking, because your hair is used to being processed. So, I remember I got my last relaxer, and with my relaxers, the reason why I always hated a fresh relaxer is because my hair would get so slick. It was I don't even know words that can describe my relaxer. My hair used to get so slick because I have a fine texture of hair. It used to get so slick, and it was just like my hair would be stuck to my head. It was just so slick. And so I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm just going to ride it out. So, y'all, I stayed with a fresh set of braids. I did everything. Just like Diane said, I tried to press and curl my hair myself. But, when you are transitioning from relaxed to natural, the two textures are competing with each other. So, it's just hard because your root's going to be puffy, but your end's going to be straight. Then you don't want to look a mess, because then your hair is frizzy at the root, straight at the bottom. It's just a lot. And then, I remember staying with a sew-in. I tried to keep my hair done up, because at the time my beautician said as long as my hair is in a style, it's gonna be growing. I'm not manipulating it too much, and it's not gonna break off while I'm transitioning out. So I stayed with sew-ins. I rocked Nubian twists. I rocked Senegalese twists. I rocked micros. I had box braids. I said sew-ins already. And then I tried to do the braid out. I was never good with rollers or flexi rods and that stuff, so I would try to like braid my hair and then put the roll my braids up with the little perm rods and try to make it curly. I did that a few times. I would get my friends to press my hair out when I was in between styles, because at the time I was not good with the flat iron at all. But I definitely understood Diane, and I was just like, you know what? At the end, she decided that she was going to become a transitioning natural, and that she was going to rock twist styles until her ends grew out and were protective styles, and then just eventually trim her hair off. I don't remember when I trimmed my hair off, but I'd probably say it was about a year. I think, or it might have been, it was probably a few months, because I'm trying to remember. I know that I ended up having like this TWA, and I sent the picture to my mom for the first time, and she just thought it was so cute. And I was just like, Mom, I don't know what to do. I'm used to my hair being down, and now it's just like this, and I just didn't know what to do. So I kept it braided up, and then once I got to my junior year, I started learning how to do quick weaves. So then I got a slew of pictures of quick weaves. I'm gonna put some of those in there too, so y'all can see. Like, I'll show you my whole like hair journey. And I remember learning how to do quick weave wigs, and then I got into crochet braids. So I got a few pictures of crochet braid styles that I used to wear. And then that's when I got into wigs. I started off with half wigs first, and then I ventured into lace front wigs. And now I'm 28, and I've been natural probably 8 or 9 years. I done mini chopped multiple times, try to get my hair back. But being natural was probably one of the best. Going natural was probably one of the best things that I did for my hair. My hair seems so much fuller, so much thicker, even though it's more maintenance. And I've definitely become a product junkie. It's just the simple fact of like, black hair is so versatile. And for so many years, black people wanted to assimilate and have straight hair. Not that there's anything wrong with having straight hair, because it's not. But I feel like now, which hair that episode I felt like was important. I feel like now black hair is finally appreciated, especially among blacks. I know black people always took pride in their hair, but I feel like in order to try to fit in, we tried to, like I said, assimilate. And I feel like now you got wigs like I have on now that are catering to natural hair and the different textures. You got your type 3 hair, then you got your type 4 hair. And one thing that Tracy said, Bo, but it's played by Tracy Ellis Ross, she said on the show is that all black hair is beautiful, and that's correct. That's absolutely correct. It doesn't matter if you're fully black like me, or if you are mixed like Bo or like Yara. Black hair is beautiful, and a lot of times there's a texturism issue going on right now in the natural hair community, and I feel like it just needs to be all love all the way across the board, because some people cannot help what they're born with. So as long as we riding for each other, no matter if you have type 3 hair or type 4 hair, all of it is beautiful, from coily to kinky to curly. To coily. It's all beautiful. And the same way that type 4 naturals were getting picked on for your hair looking unkept and ungroomed, the same way mixed kids like Tracy Ellis Ross were getting picked on for their hair being bushy and looking wild and untamed. So it's part of the whole spectrum of natural hair. Black hair is beautiful, period. It is the most versatile hair in the world. And a lot of the things that we do with our hair, we set the trend. We set the mark. And I just felt like, it made me proud, because looking at all the women have dreads and have a shortcut and have braids and twists and afros, I'm just like, wow, I legit have tried every style. So it's like, it made me feel proud to be black and be proud of the hair that grows out of my scalp that God has blessed me with and given me. And I say be proud of the hair that God has blessed you with. I know right now I'm wearing a wig, but you know what I'm saying. Wigs are just my judge, especially the natural looking ones. But you know, this is a form of protective styling for me, and I just feel like, you know, black hair is beautiful, period. No matter what kind of texture you have. And like they were saying, from a young girl, I remember like my mom styling my hair, and I did. Of course, all black girls went through the barrettes. I had the barrettes. I had the butterfly clips. I don't know if y'all remember the butterfly clips. They had the wings that fluttered when you moved your head. So every time you moved, we had the flat twist era where you had the half twisted, and then you used to get either rollers or you wear it straight in the back. Like, it was just so many styles that like we went through, from the cornrows, the Alicia Keys braids, to the AI braids. Everybody was getting their hair in the T-bone braids. And it's just, you know, just thinking about it, my mom used to twist my hair, and my mom loved putting this bang right here with that roller. It would be all twisted all over, but that bang with that roller, oh my gosh, I hated that roller. I told her, I said, I will never do my daughter like that. My daughter will definitely be rocking twist outs and braid outs from a young age, and she's definitely gonna know that her hair is beautiful and not to let the world tell her otherwise. So I definitely enjoyed this episode of Blackish. I think it was a good episode. The only thing that I think they should have changed about the episode was that they definitely should have taught the ABC and made it longer than 22 minutes. I think that it deserved an hour slot because it was more things about black hair that they didn't hit on that I think is important for the world to see, especially with this being a black sitcom and having the platform that it does. And another thing I think they should have changed was taking out the barbecue scene. I think that they should have, if they want to, I think one thing Blackish needs to do is to develop the characters more on the show. I know Diane and I know Jack, but I feel like Junior and Zoe had more of a development around their characters because you got to know about both of them, and I feel like you don't have that for Jack and Diane. So I feel like the Hair Day episode should have catered more to Diane so we can get to know Diane as a person, what she likes, and then had the barbecue segment separate for Jack, so that way it could have been like the male bonding between Dre, Jack, and Junior, you know, separately. So that's the only thing I would change. But be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Like this video, share this video. Drop down below in the comments and let me know what your natural hair journey was like and what styles that you used to rock. Also, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at CurlyCakeGlam. And be sure to check out my photos because I'm going to go through my Facebook and I'm going to pull my photos of my styles that I wore probably like in the last 10 years just to like show the versatility of black hair. But yes, y'all, that's all I got for this video. I'll be back with more. Stay tuned. Grownish is starting back up, and I will definitely be reviewing season 3 of Grownish, as well as check out my recaps of season 1 and season 2 before Grownish begins. So I will be back with more videos. Deuces.